What's up, guys? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Sweat. Oh yeah, summertime is coming back. Yes, it is. And I closed the windows because I don't want my voice to carry outside because I got the camera up on the windowsill. That's the way we do things here. That's the way it runs. You get a little bit of behind the scenes information right now, okay? So, anyway, guys. Listen, I want to start off by giving a great big shout out to those of you who are going to be at Star Wars. Celebrate good times. Come on! Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the years. So take your good times and your laughter too. We're going to celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Alright, so anyway, all of you guys who are going to Star Wars Celebration, I hope you live it up. I hope you have the time of your life. Alright, enough with the singing. But listen guys, I want to talk about this article that I saw today, and I want to bang this out. Like I said, I'm on my way to go pick up my son, so let me do this real quick. This article can be found on Collider.com, and it concerns JarJar Abrams. JJ, yes, JJ, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. The only problem is JJ didn't want to do episode 9, and he says so in this article. Let's share this. Like I said, Collider.com. It will be in the description box so you can check it out yourself. It goes on to say, J.J. Abrams says he initially turned down Star Wars 9, talks picking up after The Last Jedi, written by Adam Chitwood. Adam Chitwood. What a humdinger. Okay, so it goes on to say, when Lucasfilm's trilogy capping Star Wars 9 was in a precarious position and needed a new director fast, the conversation with J.J. Abrams didn't initially go as planned. The conclusion to the Skywalker saga, and that's funny, the Skywalker saga, I always kind of laugh when I hear them say that, the Skywalker saga. What is a Skywalker saga if there are no Skywalkers? You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, right? If Rey wasn't a Skywalker and Kylo Ren is a Solo, where's the Skywalker saga, man? Like, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the conclusion to the Skywalker saga was originally to be co-written and directed by Jurassic World helmer Colin Trevorrow, who worked on the project for over a year. But in the wake of the disappointing release of Trevorrow's drama, The Book of Henry, the filmmaker subsequently departed Star Wars 9 over creative differences. No, not like that, like this. How many times do I have to tell you? What? I'm fired. Oh. Creative differences. He worked on the project, where am I? Not too shortly thereafter, it was announced that Abrams would be returning to finish the story he started, but in a new interview, he reveals he initially hesitated to return to a galaxy far, far away. Of course he hesitated. You should hesitate when you're returning to the scene of the crime. Speaking with Fast Company via the playlist, Abrams says he turned down Star Wars 9 when he was first asked. I wasn't supposed to be there. I wasn't the guy, you know? I was working on some other things, and I had something else that I was assuming would be the next project if we'd be so lucky. And then Kathleen Kennedy called and said, would you seriously consider coming aboard? And once that started, it all happened pretty quickly. The whole thing was a crazy leap of faith. And then there was an actual moment when I nearly said, nope. No, I'm not going to do this. Good Lord Almighty. Really, you have a chance to do a Star Wars movie, what will undoubtedly be the biggest movie of the year. Let's face it, it's going to make a shit ton of money, and you're saying, I don't want to do it. Why don't you want to do it, JJ? Talk to me, JJ. You don't want to do it because creatively, you got nothing. That's the reason why. And Rian Johnson made sure you had nothing. Let's face it, what was left to work with after The Last Jedi? The Last Jedi was total stinking fucking garbage, okay? No, time will not heal that, okay? And all the shaming in the world that you're doing to the fans or you're trying to do to the fans is not going to change the fact that that movie had zero development, plot holes that you could drive the freaking Titanic through, all right? And it was disrespectful to the lore. It was disrespectful to the fans. For the love of God, I hope the stories are true that George Lucas creatively was brought in as a creative consultant for episode 9, because you guys haven't the foggiest clue what you're doing at all, okay? You can try to fake it all you want, but I see through you. I always have, I always will, okay? So let's get that straight. Moving on. Abrams admits it was a daunting prospect, given that Star Wars 9 already had a release date, and revealed that he did indeed toss out the previous script that Trevorrow was working on. You guys got no respect for each other, do you, creatively? All you do is toss out each other's scripts. You build upon nothing. You know what? Here's an idea. Fuck it. Why don't you just bring in James Gunn? Apparently, James Gunn is the only person in Hollywood who has any type of creative ideas, right? It's like, that's what Disney would have us to believe. That's the reason why they brought him back, right? That fucking degenerate. So yes, as long as James Gunn is making out so well, right? Because he's going to be doing Guardians 3, he's going to be doing Suicide Squad 2. What the hell? Give him Star Wars. Why don't you? You guys, man. Going on. Do I seem a little bit bitter, by the way? I'm sorry. And this goes on. This is JarJar Abrams speaking again. To have no script and to have a release date and to have it essentially be a 2-year window when you're saying to yourself, you've got 2 years from the decision to do it to release, and you have literally nothing. You have literally nothing. We're talking about a sequel trilogy to the most iconic trilogy that was ever made, Star Wars, and you have nothing. Ooh! See, this is the reason why the fans are the way that we are. Well, at least some of us. For some others of us, any Star Wars is good Star Wars. They're happy. Yay! Everything is going according to plan. We just love it. Okay, that's great. If that's how you feel, great. That's how you feel. But there are some of us who just, we feel it. Okay? We feel the fact that these people are not inspired. Okay? When you watch anything of this new Disney Lucasfilm-fied Star Wars, all of them, I get no feels from any of it. It truly is soulless. It's like Frankenstein. It's like they took parts of a dead body and they shocked it to life. That's what this new Star Wars is right now. And yes, it's alive. It's alive. It's making money. Yes, so it must be alive. Okay, it's making billions of dollars. But honestly, guys, honestly, there's just no heart beating inside of it. There's nothing that you can feel, man. There's no characters that you are invested in. And the characters that you were invested in, they killed them off and discarded them. Now all that's left is an SJW freaking nightmare. A bunch of cliche characters. Rey, a Mary Sue, who just can't get too dirty. You know what I mean? It's like she can't be too flawed, because they know that the SJWs will come for their ass after the big stink that they made, that they're going to put forth a female hero for the ages and the Force is female and all that bullshit. So you can't even get creative with Rey because she's cookie cutter. That's what you created, JJ. That's what you created, Kathleen Kennedy. That's what you created, Rian Johnson, and all the people who have been yesing these people to death. Moving on. I got to get ready to get out of here. I'm holding the phone upside down. Okay, let's see. Okay. You don't have a story. You don't have the cast. You don't have the designers, the sets. There was a crew, and these were things that will be worked on for the version that preceded ours. But this was starting over. Okay. Guys, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. See, this is what happens. Thank you, Dad, by the way. I get my allergies from my dad. Okay. Abrams says that's why he turned to Oscar-winning Argo writer to come aboard and co-write the screenplay. And because this was such a mega job, I knew at the very least I needed a co-writer to work on this thing, but I didn't know who that co-writer would be. There was nothing. So the first thing I did was reach out to a writer who I've admired for years, Chris Terrio. Didn't he host Dance Fever? Remember back in the day? Showing my age again. I think that was Danny Terrio. That's right. Okay, anyway. who I didn't really know, to say, listen, would you want to write Star Wars with me? And he screamed, ah! My neighbors are like, what the fuck? The Force Awakens filmmaker goes on to say another daunting challenge was picking up where Rian Johnson left off in The Last Jedi. Well, if you want to pick that up, you just need a pooper scooper. Easy enough, you know. It was a completely unknown scenario. I had some gut instincts about where the story would have gone, but without getting in the weeds on episode 8, that was a story that Ryan wrote and was telling based on 7 before we met. What? Not too confusing. So he was taking the thing in another direction. We had to respond to episode 8. So our movie was not just following what we had started, it was following what we had started and then had been advanced by someone else. What a clusterfuck, man. On top of that, Abrams reiterated what everyone's been saying about episode 9, that it closes the chapter on the entire Luke Skywalker saga. Yes, Luke Skywalker. The guy they want us to believe was drinking alien titty milk and died on the side of a mountain believing that the Force had to end in the Jedi. You couldn't tell me that this was going to be so bad. It's like, I had my suspicions that Disney was going to mishandle Star Wars, but I never in a million years would have believed that this would have been what we got. So, there was that. And finally, it was resolving 9 movies. While there are some threads of larger ideas and some big picture things that had been conceived decades ago, and a lot of ideas that Lawrence Kasdan and I had when we were doing episode 7, the lack of absolute inevitability, the lack of a complete structure for this thing, given the way it was being run, was an enormous challenge. Dude, what the hell do you want, a cookie? Now that they're in post-production and Abrams is back in the Bad Robot offices, the director says he thinks they pulled it off. Yeah, pull this off. Strangely, we were sort of relentless and almost unbearably disciplined about the story and forcing ourselves to question and answer some fundamental things that at the beginning I absolutely had no clue how we would begin to address. I can't take this anymore. Is it just me? Is it just me? I can understand, right? The original trilogy, they were making it up as they went along. George Lucas, it was his brainchild. He was developing the story. The world has been developed, okay? All they had to do was come up with a beginning, middle, and end. You understand what I'm saying? Why? Why are they acting like they're reinventing the wheel? I don't understand. You should have never come anywhere near this, J.J. Abrams. I don't care how many people out there are fans of his. I've enjoyed J.J. Abrams' movies as well. I enjoyed Lost. I enjoyed his work in TV. But let me tell you something. This, to me, makes me lose a ton of respect for J.J. Abrams. Okay, just speaking from me. If you love the man, fine, send them some flowers. That's not how I feel about it, okay? All I know is they made one big gigantic mess. The toilet is backing up, and he is in the middle of it. He is the face that I see in that piece of shit right at the top that's rising. All right, everything else that came after him is a result of him coming into it with no plan. All right, and then Rian Johnson being the egomaniac, sick, twisted individual that he is. He did what he did, and it's gone. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel about it. Okay. No doubt fans are curious to see what that might be, especially in the wake of The Last Jedi. Will Abrams retroactively change Revelations from Johnson's film? By the way, we've all seen the story. Rian Johnson is cool with J.J. Abrams possibly retconning and changing things from episode 8. And why not? He made his money. He took that song to heart. He took the money and he ran. All right, so that's what these people are in it for. Of course, they don't care. Now, I don't mind people making money. Is my nose running? Allergies are killing me. But yeah, I don't mind people making money. All right, I'm not hating. That's not who I am. What I'm saying is there has to be room for artistic integrity when you're talking about a modern day classic myth such as Star Wars. A fantasy classic that generations have grown up with. You owe something to the people who have sustained this thing for years. It's not just about the bottom line. So every time when they criticize this and they come back with, well, it made $85.25 billion, that's not good enough. You have to have some type of artistic integrity. You have to have some type of honesty. You have to have some type of commitment to what you're taking on. And right now, Up until now, I haven't sensed that. I haven't at all. So anyway, moving on. Yeah, no doubt fans are curious to see what that might be, especially in the wake of The Last Jedi. Will Abrams retroactively change revelations from Johnson's film? For example, Rey's true parentage, or did he and Terrio pick up the baton and forge ahead, keeping Johnson's story intact? What story? There is no story. You know, all there was a bunch of scenes that didn't really weave a comprehensive narrative. You know, so I don't know. As a fan of The Last Jedi, that's great. As a fan of The Last Jedi, I'm hoping it's the latter. Why? Whatever your name is, Shitwood. It's like, why are you hoping that he's continuing from The Last Jedi? What is it about The Last Jedi, Shitwood, that makes you hope so bad that it continues where Rian Johnson left off? What is it that is so pressing that you would love to see continued? You want to see Finn grow his hair, right? You want to see Rose Tico, what, come out of a coma? I don't understand. What do you want? What is the big deal? Fucking kiss ass. We'll find out when Episode 9 hits theaters this December. In the meantime, look for plenty more Star Wars 9 information to arrive this weekend during Star Wars Celebration Time. Come on! Including a possible first teaser trailer. Who dare we hope? Ooh, so exciting! For more on Star Wars 9, click on the recent links below. No, thank you. So there you have it, guys. I think this video is kind of long, and I do have to go get my son. I'm surprised he hasn't broken in calling yet. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think that the fact that J.J. Abrams didn't want to do this movie, the biggest movie of the year, outside of probably Endgame, that is, do you think that sounds promising? Does it make you exciting? Does it make you excited? You know, are you like not waiting to see this thing or can't wait to see it? I'm losing my train of thought because I gotta go. But anyway, guys, listen, you can get at me in the comment section. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe, you can hit me up on Twitter. I am there. And I don't know, guys. Let's talk about it. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.